Hello there. And welcome. You are safe here. You are warm, you are calm, and you are gently sinking into rest. Tonight, I'll be telling you a story from ancient Rome. But not the kind filled with wars or emperors, no. Tonight's story is softer. It's about a mother. A Roman woman, strong and composed, wise and gentle, who once stood quietly against the most powerful men in the land, the Roman Senate itself. This is not a tale of battle or conquest but of quiet defiance, simple dignity, and the lasting strength of a mother's voice. So, take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Settle into your blankets, close your eyes if you'd like, and let your thoughts slow down. We begin, not in the roar of the Roman Forum, but in the stillness of a Roman garden, where the air is warm, and the orange trees bloom. In the heart of ancient Rome, beyond the marbled temples and the bustling markets, there were homes, some grand, some humble. One such home belonged to Cornelia, a Roman woman whose story, though quietly told, ripples through history like the breeze through olive branches. Cornelia lived during the Roman Republic, a time before the Caesars, when senators governed and the people still believed they had a voice. Her house would have been a domus, an elegant family dwelling nestled in the wealthy part of the city. The domus was more than stone and mortar. It was a sanctuary. A place of morning light on mosaic floors, where the atrium held a small pool of rainwater under an open sky, and the walls were painted with gentle scenes from myths, gods, flowers, doves in flight. Cornelia would begin her mornings early, rising with the sun, as soft orange light spilled across terracotta rooftops. She might have worn a long, pale stola, the garment of Roman matrons, bound at the waist with a simple sash. No jewels. Her elegance was of the mind. Cornelia was not just any Roman woman. She was the daughter of Scipio Africanus, the general who had defeated Hannibal of Carthage. Yet, she was not raised for conquest or ceremony. She was raised to think, to speak wisely, to serve Rome not with a sword but with her spirit. She married a man named Tiberius Gracchus, a nobleman respected in Rome. They had several children, but only 3 lived beyond infancy, 2 boys and a girl. And after her husband passed away, Cornelia chose not to remarry, despite many suitors, even an offer from the king of Misth. She chose, instead, to devote herself entirely to her children, to raise them, teach them, and prepare them to serve the Republic. She was, in many ways, the embodiment of the Roman ideal of pietas, duty, loyalty, and quiet strength. Each morning, she would teach them in the garden. Under the shade of fig trees, she read to them in Latin, and in Greek. She taught philosophy, poetry, and, above all, integrity. The mother of the Gracchi seeds of reform. Her 2 sons, Tiberius and Gaius Gracchus, would grow into young men of fierce compassion and courage. Under their mother's gaze, they were taught to care for the poor, to think beyond personal ambition, to question injustice. As adults, they would propose reforms, new laws to return land to the poor, to feed the hungry, to give power back to the people of Rome. But these ideas, though noble, threatened the Senate. The wealthy landowners resisted. And slowly, quietly, Rome began to tremble. Tensions brewed not in explosions, but in whispers behind colonnades, in scrolls passed in secret, in meals taken with hushed voices. Cornelia watched. She counseled. Always calm. Always composed. She did not speak in the forum, but her words lived in her sons' speeches. Her voice echoed through them, carried like a soft breeze across marble. Loss and sorrow, the son's fate. But Rome was not ready. Tiberius was killed by political rivals. Later, Gaius too would fall, chased from the city, and ending his life rather than be captured. The Senate had spoken. The reforms would be silenced. The streets, once full of hope, now lay quiet, lined with fading posters and broken benches where speeches had once rung out. And yet, even in grief, Cornelia did not break. She did not shout, nor rage. She retired to a small villa in Misenum, a coastal town by the bay, where sea breezes carried salt and silence in equal measure. There, she lived simply. She wrote letters. She read Plato. and visitors came to hear her stories to seek her wisdom. She did not speak of vengeance. She spoke of virtue. And when asked how she endured the loss of her sons, she replied that she had given them to Rome. The letters of Cornelia, a woman's voice in history. We are fortunate that some of Cornelia's letters survived. Written in a clear, elegant Latin, they are among the few examples of a Roman woman's voice preserved across centuries. Her writing was graceful, direct, not flowery, but filled with purpose. She did not speak of power or wealth but of courage, education, and restraint. She reminded others to serve the public good, to educate their sons and daughters in honor, not just ambition, to think carefully before condemning. And so, in the quiet after her sons were gone, she still shaped Rome not with swords, not even with laws, but with words. Gentle words. Words like water, flowing steadily, wearing down the marble of arrogance. Cornelia's legacy, the unseen statue. They say Rome was a city of statues, but not all legacies were carved in stone. Cornelia was never made a goddess, never crowned with laurels. But her name lived on in whispers, in schoolrooms, in the way mothers spoke to their children. Look to Cornelia, they'd say. She gave Rome her jewels. And indeed, when once asked where her jewelry was, Cornelia is said to have gestured to her sons, saying simply, "These are my jewels." In a world ruled by men and marble, her gentleness left a deeper mark than violence ever could. She taught a city to feel, to listen, to remember the quiet ones. And now, as our story fades into the hush of night, you can let go of time, let go of worry, and drift, like the sea breeze in Misenum, over gentle hills and forgotten roads. Cornelia lived thousands of years ago, but her spirit lingers still, in the quiet strength of those who love deeply, who teach without pride, who carry on, with quiet grace. So sleep now, knowing that even in the greatest of cities, the gentlest of hearts can leave the deepest impression. Good night, traveler of time. May your dreams be peaceful and your spirit light.